We're going to get low.
All right, getting low. Hey, before we even get started, this Saturday, May 2nd, here at Flashback Comics and Games in Woodbridge, Virginia, what do we have, Troy?
What?
Yeah.
May 2nd?
May 2nd. The first Saturday in May.
Coke.
Okay.
Why, Kevin, it's going to be Free Comic Book Day up in Flashback Comics in Woodbridge, Virginia. You knew we were in Woodbridge, Virginia, right?
Right.
Flashback Comics and Games.
Right here. That's this road right here, Smoketown Road. Anybody who's been to Woodbridge knows where Smoketown Road is. And this other main drag over here is Prince William Parkway.
Yeah, Minivale's right up there.
Yeah, Minivale, yeah.
What's really important is that we are going to have cosplayers.
Lots of them.
And we are going to have artists.
A few of them at the very least.
And we are going to have lots of free comic books. We're going to have a lot of stuff.
Like thousands, right?
Hundreds at least.
Certainly hundreds. Probably over 1,000. Maybe over 2. We're not sure. There's going to be a lot of free comics. And from every good publisher that has ever been a good publisher, you will find at least one item, maybe even 2.
Kevin, some of those publishers have gone out of business.
That are currently publishing publishable publications.
Yes, indeed.
Those ones.
And we have a lot of back issues. We accumulated a collection very recently, and so I am still having Captain America 100, Iron Man 128, Demon in a Bottle, the Spider-Man Wolverine, Nick Fury, the Jim Steranko series, Tales of Suspense, Batman Detective, Brave and Bold, the Avengers. I have so many things. My boxes are almost literally filled to bursting. I have put hundreds of comics in these boxes, in the back issue runs, over the course of the last 2-3 weeks. So there's going to be a lot of stuff in here that you haven't seen before. It's going to be a big, big day. Come down here, and not only for the trivia contest, where there will be prizes. First prize is a $100 gift certificate to Flashback Comics and Games. What? Not only will there be the cosplay contest, which will be voted on by the attendees. Not only will we have artists and for example, did you know that Marc Roberts, who is the colorist on He-Man and the Eternity War, he's going to be here.
Hooray!
Yes, yes. Bring your He-Mans, get them signed. Bring your Devilers, get them signed. Ask Marc about working for publishers like DC Comics and Dynamite Entertainment. Ask Marc about the business. Ask any of the guys, Ben Shaw. Ask him. Talk to Pete Topang. So, yeah, Ben Shaw, correctly spelled with an exclamation point.
Had his baby today.
He just had his baby today. So hopefully he will be here for at least a little bit of time.
I think the exclamation point at the end of his name might actually be a little baby.
A little baby. So congratulations to the Shaws for, what's his
Procreating.
name? Peter Parker. I'm pretty sure it's Peter Parker. Shaw.
Actually, it's probably Ethan Stone Shaw.
Right.
So, yeah, a lot going on. Free Comic Book Day. Come down, check it out. And enjoy
food.
The Magic Mike's barbecue.
Yeah.
That's going to be epic. Magic Mike's, it's some of the best barbecue you could possibly ask for.
I'm hungry already.
Yeah, I know. Me too. So with that, let's get into our top 5. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Flashback Comics Top 5 Video Spotlight, where my host, Kevin Gaussoin, ComicsOnline.com, everything geek pop culture, and Troy David Phillips, Flashback Comics and Games store manager. We're going to tell you what our top 5 picks are for this week. Books coming out on Wednesday. Good Lord, what is this? April the 27th?
Sure. No, tomorrow. This is the 28th. Tomorrow will be the 29th.
29th. My goodness, I'm living in the past. Yeah. I need to contemporize. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Actually, this time, we're going to start with mine? We're going to start with Kev's, because we started with mine last time. So let's be fair. Let's start with you.
All right. Well, Troy, this week, this is a rather special week for comic book people. And since, Friday, in theory, we will have Avengers 2, Age of Ultron.
That's right.
And I'll be going on Thursday. I'm going to hope to convince these guys to go with me on Thursday. I'm going Thursday at 7. Meet us there. It'll be good times. Shout us out. But until then, so I'm a little Avengers heavy this week. But other than Avengers, that's a little teaser. Other than Avengers, we've got Invincible, and this is 119 now.
119 issues of Invincible.
And Invincible, probably the second best comic that Image has ever done. Probably the second best. Now it says it right on the cover, the best comic, superheroes crossed out, the best comic in the universe. I'm going to say Walking Dead is the best comic in the universe. Invincible, second best, according to me, according to this guy.
So according to you, then Robert Kirkman would fight himself to make a determination about which one of these two things is better. Robert Kirkman versus Robert Kirkman. Who wants to see that?
That would be fun. Or you can go back to really old Comics Online videos and watch Invincible fight Robert Kirkman back in San Diego Comic-Con 2008. If you look at our old stuff on YouTube, you can watch Invincible punch.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So, I got to say, Ryan Otley, penciler. And
so good.
Cliff Rathburn, inker.
Yep.
Yes, and Jean-Francois
Beaulieu.
I apologize for the stammering there. I don't want to get punched in the face. As the colorist. And it all combines for some really eye-popping stuff. Kevin, why don't you hold that up there and show people some of the pretty pictures?
I would be glad to. Of course, Invincible nowadays has combined forces, shall we say, has had a team-up of the Squishy Bits with his longtime partner, Adam Eve, and they have a baby now. And in this issue, the baby has a cold. Hey, this is a super baby. It's going to be a super cold. And they've got to go to some super doctors. I don't know what else is going on, but obviously in the first couple of pages, that's what we learned about this issue. If you have not already begun with Invincible, it is... it's not for children, this is teen and up because of graphic violence. They're not showing squishy bits, but they are showing squishy bits being punched out of people's, heads and torsos. I mean, there's, it's very graphically violent with the entrails and whatnot, so just understand that up front. However, if you are a mature teen and above, then by all means, this is a heck of a book. And by heck, I mean the other thing. It is excellent, and Troy will hook you up with some trades. Start out with the trades, and if you love it, then Troy will get you all the back issues because he's an amazing guy like that.
Yeah.
My second pick for this week.
I made him pick this.
Did you?
I did.
I didn't realize that there were other ones. Okay, Ultron Forever, New Avengers #1, and I thought, is this a reprint? No. This is Ultron Forever, not just Ultron Forever Avengers, this is Ultron Forever New Avengers.
That's right. Part 2 of a 3-part story.
Yeah.
Continuing from the first issue, we saw the Avengers gathered from different points in time, and an interesting mix of characters that they had there. So this is part 2. You're going to want to pick this up. Oh my goodness, I probably shouldn't have looked at that.
Yeah, well, so here we've got some Thors. We're going to have a Thor war. They're going to punch each other till they're all Thor. Wait, they were already all Thor. That's just me being hilarious.
Somebody stop this man.
But anyway, I'm Thor. I can hardly speak.
Oh, my goodness.
But anyway, we've got Alan Davis and Mark Farmer. The guys who you remember used to do Excalibur, and I love them. And so here they are.
Yes. Alan Davis has a very impressive body of work behind him.
Yeah.
But let's not gloss over the Al Ewing writing that goes on in this. So pick up New Avengers, Ultron Forever, #1, but this is actually part 2 of the 3-part story.
I didn't know that. They should put a little blurb at the bottom, but now you know that, and spread the word.
Because you were tuning in, so you know a little bit more than the next guy.
Thank you, audience.
Yes.
Next, we have S.H.I.E.L.D., not to be confused with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We have S.H.I.E.L.D. #5.
Now, it's interesting that Kevin says that because S.H.I.E.L.D. #5 does actually feature the characters from the television series Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That it does.
So this is not Nick Fury and Dum Dum Dugan and Gabe Jones and Eric Koenig and Jasper Sitwell. This is Agent Melinda May. This is Fitz and Simmons. And this is Agent Phil Coulson, or I guess he's Director Coulson on the series, but he's Agent Coulson in the comic. You know what else is in this comic?
Satana.
Yes. Look at what I'm holding here, Kevin.
Look at you, prepared guy.
Marvel Premiere number 27 featuring Satana. She is the sister of Damian Hellstrom, the Devil's daughter. And here she is in the pages of S.H.I.E.L.D., issue number 5.
And I'm liking this. I'm liking this art. Sorry, I'm one-handing this. Let me try to one-hand it a different way.
Yeah, there you go, Kev. One-handing.
Yeah. So this is Marc Waid and Brandon Choi, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Like it. I'm. What a team. What a team. And so it's kind of a little bit modern cartoony in the in this particular.
Little stylized, and it has been up to this point. But you know what? That's just fine.
They've changed artists so many times on this book. However, it's held up, so don't worry about that. Because sometimes you're thinking, oh, they changed artists. That must mean it started to falter, and they're trying something different. I don't know why they have, but it's been great.
I think it's because they showcase different agents from issue to issue, that the stories are a little more, not quite so tightly sequential, a little more episodic. Yeah. So it is always possible for a new person to pick up a copy of S.H.I.E.L.D. and jump on in there. Whether you started at the first issue with the spotlight on Phil Coulson, or whether number 5 is your first. If you have watched any episodes of the show, you know the least you need to know.
Yeah.
So continuing on here, I made Kevin pick these two.
Yeah, he made me. Here we have New Avengers number 33. And by the way, if yours in your box here at Flashback Comics and Games, where you get 25% off your new comics
as a subscriber. Yes,
if your cover looks a little bit different from this cover, that's because this is the variant edition that I'm showing you here.
Yes, because I hooked a fella up.
That's how Troy does.
Yep.
What? Molecule Man and Doom. What is this? Secret Wars?
Oh my goodness!
Look at this. What? Molecule Man and Doom. This is only a couple pages into it, so I'm not spoiling too much. But as you know, we are coming right up against the new Secret Wars. So, Molecule Man and Doom featured prominently back in, what was that, 1985?
Yes. 1984.
1984.
But what's really important here is that Doom and the Molecule... See, Kevin, you're just proving once again that you're...
That I'm stuck in the past? Is that what you're going for again?
No, that you're accumulating your comics and not keeping up and reading them, or else you'd have known that this team-up was coming a couple of months ago.
I probably did.
Kevin... Why do you buy 500 comics a month if you're not going to read them?
Well, eventually I'll catch up. Isn't that how it works?
I guess. He actually has a complete 9.8 collection of The Walking Dead, but he's only read as far as issue 7.
He is completely making that up entirely. I read them all and don't have them all. All right.
That's why they're 9 8s and not 10 zeros.
Also, my fifth for the top 5 of this week. This is also a variant edition cover. Avengers number 44. This is the variant edition on there. And of course, as we know, we are going to be sliding right into Secret Wars, starting with what would essentially be next issue, but of course will not be. Issue 45 is not going to happen. As it were.
That's right, because the end is here.
The end is here.
Not just near, but here.
The end is here. This is the final one. I really liked, and I think I probably already said this, I really enjoyed how they ended kind of in the middle of things for Miles Morales' Ultimate Spider-Man, where they were like, okay, we're sort of at the end of this adventure, but not really. There's something else going on, but then, oh no, what's that in the sky? And then... That's it. That's the end of the Ultimate Universe. Have a nice day. There's going to be more, of course, in the limited series. However, but with that ongoing comic book,
so much will be happening in Secret Wars, ladies. In fact, you know what, Kevin?
What?
Keep talking.
Yes.
I'm going to just robe on camera.
Oh, that's what he does here at Flashback Comics and Games. You can appreciate that.
Woohoo!
However, ladies, you'll be glad to know that he always has another shirt underneath.
That's right.
Secret Wars, #1.
Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars.
May of 1984.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
I remember it like it were yesterday.
Yeah,
I was in the 7th grade at Farb Middle School in Tierra Santa. San Diego, California, 92124, as it were. And I bought this from Tierra Santa Drug next to the Alpha Beta. And you're thinking, what the hell is Alpha Beta? It's an old supermarket that's no longer around.
It is no longer part of the space-time continuum.
It is not. Well, the time continuum, but not in the present day.
I'm not traveling into the past. Not again. Now.
What happened last time?
Oh, it was ugly.
All right. So, Troy, you've got 5 new comics.
Yes, I do. I'm going to start off on the Image Comics side of things. Image Comics has been putting out a lot of really awesome titles. One of them is They're Not Like Us. Okay? So, in the pages of this story, you are introduced to characters who have psychic abilities, and their lives have not been good ones, but they have been gathered together, and they have formed sort of a secret society, if you will. They live in a mansion, and when they want something, they take it. They make up their rules for how they live amongst ordinary people, using their powers to their advantage and to their benefit. They are not all necessarily good people, but they are certainly all interesting people. So They're Not Like Us, issue number 5. You want to pick this up. It's show them a little bit of the interior. It's not heavy duty on what I would consider to be graphic violence, but it does have strong language. It does have mature themes. It does have more adult sensibilities. So this comic is definitely rated M for mature. Nevertheless, Eric Stevenson is cranking out a really good story, and Simon Gain is doing a fantastic job with the art. And that leads me to my next pick from Image Comics. You all have heard me shout about this book before, but I'm shouting about it again. Double A's for Alex and Ada. Jonathan Luna, Sarah Vaughn. The conclusion comes up in June, and I'm a little sad about that because I wanted this thing to go on forever. I don't get tired of this book. It is heavily, heavily steeped on the developing relationship between Alex and Ada, and it touches on the concepts of artificial intelligence and whether or not that qualifies as true life or not, a hidden robot society. This book is not terribly action-oriented. Nevertheless,
a lot of talking heads.
There is a lot of that. Nevertheless, it is also, this is a teen plus book. They very tactfully showcase some of the adult aspects of Alex and Ada's relationship, but again, not gratuitous. The artwork has been described as clean and sterile, and I think that lends itself to the tone of the story, which does in fact deal with the near future and these companion androids and other robots. So the art It basically, the art is also telling the story as much as the words are. Again, Jonathan Luna, Sarah Vaughn, fantastic book. If you're not getting it, you should be. It's not too late. If you miss out on the single individual issues, it has been collected in trade format, and it will be ending comparatively soon, so the complete volumes will be available.
You didn't see that art, that page that I put. There's something going on in this particular issue that was like, wow, I hope Troy didn't see that.
I did not, thank goodness. I was looking at the camera.
All right. Never mind. Moving on.
My third pick from Image Comics.
Wow.
This is The Fuse. I know, I'm very image heavy.
Issue 12.
Issue number 12. The Fuse is an interesting police procedural drama set on a space station. The space station has a police force, and the two main characters are
Odo,
a Russian veteran police officer, and her partner, who comes from Earth, from Germany, actually. The first story arc puts them together and deals with the tensions and friction that they become embroiled in. We see some political corruption in that. The second story arc, Gridlock, it takes us into a celebrity's mysterious death during an illegal outer space bike race, more or less. I don't want to give too much away here, But the book does have a police investigative vibe to it as well. The difference is, though, instead of being set in the mean streets of some city, it's the mean streets and the underbelly of a space station. There are points where you're reading this book and you truly will feel a little claustrophobic. Nevertheless, the fuse has been good all the 11 issues I've read and the 12th issue I'm about to read. So I strenuously recommend picking it up. If cop dramas are your thing, this has that.
Nice. So
you're going to need two hands for this one, buddy boy.
Turning back around.
Yeah, see right there.
Oh,
right there.
Superman.
Yeah.
He's got a Superman belt on.
That's
we don't
right.
need to see his belt.
That's right. Superman.
One might call him Superfly.
Well, you could say that because this is the movie homage variant for Superman, issue number 40. Yeah, he's Superfly, all right. Wonderful book. John Romita Jr. has been handling the artwork on this, and I've noticed here in the store that a lot of interest in Superman is kind of rejuvenated. It may have flagged for a little bit. The Doomed storyline definitely picked us back up. And then with John Romita Jr. handling the art, they introduced the character Ulysses. And the Ulysses arc culminated with Superman developing a new super ability. If you haven't read issue number 38, I won't ruin the ride for you. But Superman does something epically cool in the pages of that book. Superman number 40, the latest installment in the ongoing Superman series. To help avoid confusion, this is not part of Convergence. So if you're reading any of the Superman Convergence titles, this is the regular series with its new 52 story in play and progress. So don't get mixed up when you pick your books up, but definitely pick this book up.
So his new power, is it the one at the end of
Shush.
At the end of Superman 2 where he grabs his logo and throws it at the bad guys and you're like,
no.
What? Why is that a power? Superman doesn't do that. What is wrong with you? And Richard Donner thought likewise.
Yeah. I have to agree with Richard Donner, but that technically isn't a power. That's actually a gadget.
Was it a gadget? Is that what it was?
It came off the costume. I think it was some Kryptonian costume.
Now that explains it a whole lot better. It just seemed like he doesn't have that power.
Right.
But if it's a gadget, okay, fine.
Yeah, well, the telekinetic beams that they were shooting at each other, he didn't have that power either.
Yeah.
But
Troy, this is important. This would have been one of my top picks, but Troy took the last one.
Yes, I did. The End. Fantastic Four, ladies and gentlemen. It makes me sad. The Fantastic Four, everyone hears me rant and rave about the Avengers, but let me tell you something. There is a deep, abiding love in my heart for the Fantastic Four. Created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby back in 1961, handled by some of the greatest talent that Marvel has to offer. Not only Kirby, but Buscema took a turn on this book, Rich Buckler took a turn, Roy Thomas, Marv Wolfman, George Perez, John Byrne, Bill Sienkiewicz. The list goes on and on, ladies and gentlemen. These characters were the cornerstone of the Marvel Universe, and their oversized finale should not be missed. James Robinson has been turning out a fantastic story from bell to bell, beginning to end, all the way up to what is or would have always been issue number 645. So we split the team apart. We had some dark clouds shadowing our friendly family relationship in terms of the original Sin storyline. But little by little, the family is pulling itself together again, and we are going to wrap up the story that involved the villain. I believe he called himself the Quiet Man. That guy in the background from Reed's past who was manipulating things and skillfully manipulating things.
There are a bunch of backup stories in this issue. So this is a great big comic with like 4 decently sized stories for cover price $5.99. And of course, as I say, get a subscription here at Flashback. There's no minimum and 25% off. So why not? 25% off of $5.99. You saved what, $1.50? What? You want to save $1.50? Come in here and get it from Troy.
Yeah, really. So by buying as many comics as you buy, Kevin, you save like $500 a month.
Look, my family could be watching this. They don't need to know how much I save and then do the math. Oh, Troy. All right. So, yeah, Fantastic Four, number 645, The End. And I'm sure they will be back someday. Once somebody, Sony, wink, wink, Fox, whoever it is that has Fantastic Four, I don't even remember anymore.
Fox.
Oh, that'll take forever. Whenever it is that Marvel gets them back, I'm sure that book will be back.
There
on the
will
shelves.
be an upcoming Fantastic Four film. And this film might actually be decent. I'm not going to criticize it until I see it.
Michael B. Jordan is going to be the best part of that movie, and I don't know what else is going to be good.
Well, it looks to me like story elements are being drawn from the Ultimate Fantastic Four continuity. Not uncommon in the cinematic universes. I've seen things that were definitely along the lines of Ultimate Spider-Man, along the lines of the Ultimates in the Avengers. Certainly Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. That's a big one right there. And the Fantastic Four, exploring the end zone as they did in the pages of Ultimate Fantastic Four, where we had a younger Reed Richards. We had a very immature Human Torch, but we also had a younger Ben Grimm. The Fantastic Four's Baxter Building was a very different place. Their relationship with the other heroes of the Marvel Universe was very different. So the Fantastic Four film could actually be quite good.
Oh, yeah, it definitely could be. Just from what we've seen so far, I'm a little bit afraid, and I don't know what to think yet. I don't have super high hopes like I do for Avengers, and, maybe I could get let down this in 2 nights from now.
I have 3 words for you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton Batman.
Worst superhero movie ever.
This guy, pay no attention.
I would rather watch Halle Berry Catwoman than I would the Michael Keaton Batman.
Any moment now, the Lord God in heaven will strike us down.
I would rather watch whatever that stupid Wolverine movie, either of the stupid Wolverine movies, than watch Michael Keaton Batman. That was the worst superhero movie. I mean, I'm glad that they made it because it got us to today, right?
Yes.
It got us to today, so I'm thank you for making. But it had beautiful music and beautiful backgrounds, and the costumes were cool. And Michael Keaton, you were great in other movies. Other movies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's our top 5.
Yeah. So hey, hello again, and welcome to the Comics Online podcast, season 15, episode 31. This is part 1. Part 2 is going to come just after this, and we're going to talk about not just comics, but everything geek pop culture. And we're going to tape that in maybe an hour here, and you'll be able to see it. Just scroll down, and you'll get a link to it.
You like how we did that, ladies and gentlemen? It's like a Marvel comic where the introduction to the comic comes at the end. You get the title on the last page. That. Yeah, because we live our comics here.
Well, I'd only, I had a big thing, I was going to talk about, there was a rap involved with, it involved host and toast, but, we'll save that for another time.
Yes, indeed. Perhaps at the Bungalow Ale House. Ladies and gentlemen, have something to eat. Come back and join us for part 2.
See you then.
From leaping tall buildings to going off like gamma bombs. Switch your internet browser to ComicsOnline.com.